Hello, and welcome back to part 3 of our African journey. Last week, we showed you all around the one and only hotel in Cape Town. And this week, we'll be taking you along for some of our adventures in and around the Cape Town area. Just a little background information for this video. About 2 months prior to going on our African journey, we went to the Florida Department of Health and had vaccines and prescriptions written up for our journey to Africa. I think we both had a tetanus shot and a diphtheria shot, and then we went to CVS to get an Mpox and an update of our COVID vaccine. We were also prescribed anti-malarial drugs. Now these anti-malarial drugs, we didn't know they have a side effect of nauseousness. That will come into play very early on in this video. If you've seen any of our previous videos, you know that when we visit a new city, one of the things that we like to do is catch the hop-on, hop-off bus. And in Cape Town, there was no exception. In taking the hop-on, hop-off bus, we had planned to visit the horticultural gardens and the wineries. But as we neared the wineries, Janetta started feeling sick. This is where the anti-malarial drugs started to kick in and started to really nauseate her stomach. So she was car sick. We got off the bus for a brief second and then got back on another bus to head back to the hotel. Now the hop-on, hop-off bus going through Cape Town has a very long route. In total, it's about 2 hours long, but it does take you through some breathtaking scenery. So for this day, all we did was get on the hop-on, hop-off bus and ride it around the city for 2 hours. On our second full day in South Africa, we headed over to Table Mountain. Buy tickets for the tram to get to the top of Table Mountain either online or at automated kiosks. The one thing I do recommend that you do is get the Fast Pass, because no matter what time we chose to go to the Table Mountain tram, it was always a 2 to 3 hour wait. The Fast Pass got us in about 10 minutes. On the day we were here, it was very windy. But I think the wind actually helps out a lot because it blows away most of the clouds and the fog. So the views were very impressive. On our third full day in Cape Town, we hired a driver in a van to take the 4 of us around the Cape. We only gave our driver 2 directives. We wanted to go to the Cape of Good Hope, and we wanted to see penguins. Denzel delivered on both. Our first stop was Muizenberg Beach, which is a popular tourist attraction and a place that locals go. And next, we were off to Boulders Beach to see the penguins. And our last stop is the Cape of Good Hope, which is part of the Table Mountain National Park. Even though we didn't ask for it, we got to see plenty of baboons as we were going through the park. And we also had an ostrich sighting. At the Cape of Good Hope sign, there were about 20 tourists in line to take a picture, but the line moved very quickly. It was very, very windy. We had problems holding on to our hats and our glasses, but our driver Denzel did a great job with the pictures. We took the vernacular part of the way up to the lighthouse at the top of the mountain, and then we had to climb the rest of the way. After the climb, of course, we were treated with some beautiful views. Oh, and of course, the wind. On our last full day in Cape Town, we decided to take the ferry out to Robben Island. Robben Island is best known as the prison where anti-apartheid resistance fighters were held, the most famous being Nelson Mandela. There is no video allowed during the Robben Island tour. The first part of the tour was by bus, and we took a look around the grounds surrounding the prison. While the first part of the tour was conducted by a resident who came over once the prison was closed, the second part of the tour was conducted by a former prisoner. We got to see the inhumane conditions in which the prisoners were kept, their work schedule, their menus, and group and individual cells. It is said that Nelson Mandela buried pages from his book, A Long Walk to Freedom, along these walls. Next week, join us as we take a 3-night train ride on the luxurious Rovos Rail from Pretoria to Victoria Falls.